What's up, guys? It's Calibre here.
And the Beast.
And I'm Sarah.
What are we coming to talk about today, Beast?
Here to talk about an article that I stumbled across. Actually, it's an older article. I mean, it's back from 2005 for crying out loud. But it's something that I'm just, bewildered because nobody really talks about it, or at least the implications that it instills, or the interesting notions that it kind of brings up. Um, Back in 2005, there was a paleontologist that her name was Mary H. Sweltzer, I think it is. Yeah, Sweltzer. She was from the State University of North Carolina, and she found soft tissue within a Tyrannosaurus Rex femur bone, which is very interesting. Um, One, I mean, the notions this kind of brings up to me anyway is one, is it? I guess it would be just the whole concept of dinosaurs in general, because we're all told that they died off so many millions of years ago and all that jazz, which I'm sure that majority of them did, right? I mean, I'm not denying that fact. Obviously, they're not here today. And there's obviously evidence of them, so that obviously I'm not denying the fact of their existence either. What I am gathering is that the mass extinction theory, I do believe that maybe a majority of them was killed off, within a big catastrophe situation, but and I believe climate had something to do with it as well, when the ice age came around and all that jazz. But maybe some of them slipped through the cracks a little bit. Not saying they're alive today, but saying that they.
Well, see, here's the thing. The some of them are alive today thing is that we've been told for years that creatures like alligators and crocodiles are prehistoric beings that just never died.
Right. I believe that those.
But I know what you're talking about. You're not saying,
Yeah.
oh, there's a T-Rex somewhere wandering around.
Right. There's the lone T-Rex just wandering around this cave or whatever. I'm not saying that. What I'm getting at is that they probably didn't die off as old as they say they were. And in fact, I believe that humans and dinosaurs at one point in time had run-ins with each other anyway, or at least some of them did. There is proof, a couple different things. There's artwork that's been illustrated all over the walls of even cave paintings. You have ancient artifacts engraved in these Inca stones, I think they're called. They have depictions of long-necked dinosaurs and people riding them as steeds of some sort, or maybe some kind of work-related type of deal where they would be kind of like a beast of burden, I guess is what you call them. And also, there's also a site that is in, I believe it's, let me pull that up here, right here, because I actually have that on here.
I mean,
yes, Glen Rose, Texas.
Died years and years and years and years ago. For it to still have soft tissue is pretty questionable.
It is questionable, and also this is also there is a riverbed site that is a big controversy. It's in Glen Rose, Texas. It is called the Taylor site, and basically it's a riverbed that actually has human footprints and dinosaur footprints side by side.
That's pretty fucking trippy.
Now, this is on the same layer, so it's not like something, just where all it's a different layer.
It's not like different layers of sediment.
Exactly. This is the same layer. It's the riverbed. And yes, they're a bit eroded or whatever, but clearly you can see the human footprints, and you can clearly see the dinosaur footprints. So I believe if we're going to kind of spitball us around, why is it so hard to believe that dinosaurs and humans coexisted at one point in time? Not saying a lot, but saying that there was a few stragglers here and there. Wouldn't that make sense about the dragon theory? Because if you ever, right, if the dragons were talked about in every culture around the world, obviously different looking in every aspect, which, let's put it this way, there was a lot of freaking goddamn breeds of dinosaur. And, now...
It's not just every single, country or continent. It's also every single religion speaks about dragons. Not necessarily flying or breathing fire, but they speak about these giant creatures that towered over humans that were reptilian-esque.
In a sense, yes. Yeah, even in Christian belief as well, they have the behemoth and the leviathan. That's really big.
Every single religion and every single culture has lore about dragons. None of it lines up precisely, but at the same time, it's not that hard to think, well, the term dragon, it could just be speaking of a different species of dinosaur. You look at all the animals we have today. I mean, just look at all the animals I have in my damn house.
I totally agree. Another thing is, I mean, I don't know exactly when it happened, but there's also a lot of stories about being the main catastrophe, right? I don't know exactly the pinpoint time of this date happening. It fluctuates from time period to time period. You know what I'm saying? So depending on the source, but there has been a very mass thing about a global flood that happened. Right, yeah. Not just in biblical speaking of my religion. There was also speak of this in Sumerian. This is talked about in Egypt. This is talked about in China. A lot of different cultures. There's exactly over 200 different stories about this, and there's about 95% of them involves a flood situation, about the world catastrophe being a flood. So that's something, I think, something there anyway.
I mean, it would make the most sense because most of the you think if the dinosaurs died off from impact or lack of vegetation, or if they were all killed by something else, I don't think we'd have such well-preserved bones. I mean, you can put, when they find a dinosaur bone, they're, a good portion of them are, immaculate. They're, perfect. Oh, yeah. They can, put them back together. And that's why we have a lot of reconstructed dinosaurs in museums.
Oh, yeah.
And not to mention all the ones that have just been, kept for science purposes. In my high school science class, we had a dinosaur femur.
Nice.
The thingy I can't pronounce. My favorite dinosaur. It's one of the reasons it is my favorite dinosaur, because I've got to see, I don't know if it was a femur. It looked like a femur to me. We didn't talk that much about it. It was just there in this case. And it was a dinosaur bone of a periosaur, which I know is not the actual proper name for it. That's one with a weird thing on their head. But we have all these dinosaur bones, and they're all very well preserved. And there's only a couple natural disasters that keep things so well preserved. There's volcanoes. You see in that city that was completely engulfed.
Pompeii. Yeah. Pompeii.
Yeah, Pompeii. And then floods.
Yeah.
Floods, because it's not impact damage, it's drowning. So you have these perfectly preserved bones. Right.
I mean, other things that kind of support this theory. I mean, just some evidence that's been found. Whales being dug up in deserts. Why is there a whale graveyard in the desert? I mean, that's kind of weird. Number two, you find sprinkled in the Himalayas nothing but seashells. Why is there a bunch of seashells over the Himalayas? I'm not saying that the whole entire Earth was covered by a flood. I mean, I think it is more geologically somewhat centered in an area that probably got flooded out. Maybe that even explains Atlantis if you want to go into like mythical situations. Maybe that's what happened and it just never got to the point where it was underneath the sea level. Was it like everything they said it was? I don't know. Maybe it was maybe it was a freaking like cultural center of the world at one point in time, but obviously it didn't. I don't think it was like, supercomputers and like magical seances and all that jazz. But to say that could be why it never came, like what happened to it was part of this flood situation. I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, but again, why I don't think it was all over is obviously there was survivors. So, so if that's the case, then that's where we would get like the stragglers and whatnot, and why we have a dinosaur femur that happens to have freaking gosh dang soft tissue in it.
Which, depending on how well preserved that tissue is, I mean, you can clone your dog.
It is possible.
I mean, I'm not saying Jurassic Park, but I want to see a T-Rex. Who else wants to see a T-Rex? I want to see a T-Rex.
I'm gonna see a T-Rex. The only problem is, I think the only thing that would be hard about it would be trying to find a close enough relative.
Yeah.
That would be able to, simulate. That would be the issue I would find.
I could see them making because scientists feed us that dinosaurs are closely related to birds. I could see them making like a mini T-Rex, and I mean, I don't know about you, but I would love to have a mini T-Rex running around the house.
It would probably be safer. It'd probably be safer than the full-size version.
Yeah, but I could see them trying. Granted, this was in 2005. Does it say what happened to that soft tissue? Because I'm pretty sure the government scooped that shit up.
I think the college is what they're saying is still in possession of said femur bone. Actually, let me see here because I'm pretty sure it's actually within. Oh nope! It is actually in Montana right now at a museum of the Rocky in Bozeman, Montana.
Granted, the soft tissue could be mummified enough that it's not viable anymore for that.
That is true. It could do that.
But it still completely throws it out of the water that dinosaurs lived. How long do they say they lived? Like 60,000 years ago?
I'm not going to be the person who debates about what time period anybody believes about what time period is what time period.
Yeah.
That's just a debate that I'm not wanting to have for one. And number two, anybody can have. I mean, nobody was back then, so nobody really knows. But I do know that the fact that there is soft tissue means that it didn't die. Like every one of them didn't die off exactly at the same time. Exactly.
Yeah. It
wasn't a mass extinction, maybe a mass number dropping situation, I would say, and endangering. But I'm pretty sure every species at the time was endangered. So I'm sure humans at the time was endangered when this happened, because I'm sure that we probably went through it, because why would we have stories of it if it didn't? I'm sure that they probably seen it. Again, this is where I think that some of the cities were sinking at one point in time, of olden times or whatever. And then afterwards, you had like your big superpowers come out of it. You had like you had ancient Samaria, Egypt, and all that just shit rise up out of it. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's just something cool to think about.
It is cool. It's cool to think about. It's cool to ponder on and make like conspiracy. And yes, hello.
I'll go ahead and bite the bullet for you guys. Dinosaurs went extinct about 65 million years ago.
Yeah, I'm calling bull.
I'm gonna call bull.
I'm gonna definitely call bull. No way.
The reason and the reason I say that is because humans aren't that old, for one, And obviously from the Glen Rose, Texas thing, we're seeing footprints side by side. I'm claiming, I am claiming this. I'm claiming that dinosaurs were probably what they considered dragons. In fact, I believe that dinosaurs was probably coined by some scientist back in the time because he was trying to determine dragons as a different thing, or at least try to categorize them in a animal kingdom situation, which makes more sense to call them that than something mythical.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, we didn't name a bird a dragon, despite the fact that they fly. We named 2 4-legged lizards dragons. The Komodo dragon and the bearded dragon. There's actually a couple more dragons, but they're all 4-legged with tails. Definitely don't breathe fire. Definitely don't fly. Actually, neither one of them have teeth.
It's true.
They just have really powerful jaws. So, I mean, if we were going with, like, the flying thing, you think we would have named, like, a big bird. Like, you think an eagle would have been called a dragon or something. Like,
In something respect, yeah.
like a bird of prey would have been, instead of having the name it has now, it would have been named dragon something, or this is dragon.
Right.
I will say this. I'm not going to get on the human side of things because I believe we evolved from monkeys, so there's that.
And you are entitled to your opinion, but I see no missing link, so that is not my belief.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
It is fine to have different beliefs. That's what debates are all for. That's what I like about it.
All right, so here's my thing. I'm going to dive on to evolution here because everybody says that T-Rex is evolved into a fucking chicken.
That is true. That's what they do say.
I don't see how the correlation is there.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know at all.
I honestly couldn't tell you it. Archaeology wasn't my thing. Astronomy was, but I don't know how it could evolve into that. Like, see, I'm not attacking your thing. It's just, for me, evolution, because here's the thing. Things do evolve. Humans do. Just in society and how things go. Like, things adapt. I don't think evolve's the best word, but things adapt and things change. But to say that something that we know was gigantic turned into something little and delicious, it's too far of a leap for me. I could theoretically see a primate turning into a human. I can see that. Now, there are some people that believe we came from fucking trees, and they're up a damn tree, okay? But I can see the hypothesis about it. It is an educated guess. Primate into primate. I get it. But something that we see as a lizard, as a very large, no feathers, scaly, sharp teeth, little arms, turning into a little chicken. Nope.
Not to mention a non-aggressive chicken. Chickens aren't aggressive. I don't see it.
They're kind of cute.
Yeah, you weren't. Yeah. All right, so the T-Rex evolving into the chicken wasn't my thing. I don't believe that at all. So gonna throw that out the window. The window's over there.
Right. And there's no proof. There is no. We have never found a skeleton of a missing link. That's the thing. That would be like groundbreaking. It would be
right.
Holy shit! This thing was evolving into something else. Like, you see it more with humans now, being missing links with like extra limbs or missing limbs or stuff like that. But those are we consider first.
Those are birthday
It's closer than anything we've had.
Right, but the thing is, we have different things in the aspects of, yes, a human could be a different type of human, but it's still a human. A dog is going to have a different breeds, but it's still a dog. I mean, in that same family. Felines are always going to be a feline. I don't see a dinosaur being a bird.
No.
It's a different whole
you
genome,
want
is
to
what I'm
tell
getting
me
at.
that a pterodactyl
Yeah.
turned into what's a large winged bird? No, I can't even see that. I can't even see a pterodactyl turning into something. But anyway.
You got anything else to add, Beast? Well, I think that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to him. He is S13_the Beast, and she is TerraStorm. Anyways, guys, this is Storm Family signing out. But you got something?
Yeah, I really want to hear from them in the comments. So as much as we say every time, like, yeah, comment, actually add to the conversation, please. Tell us your thoughts about the soft tissue thing. Like, come on. Use your brain. Come on, let's go. All right, continue.
Anyways, guys, this is Storm Family signing out.